Hello.
Ever wondered what a vow is, or what the marital vow is and all about? Well, you're gonna find out in this video. We're gonna be extracting the marital vows.
Vows, yeah.
Most times we just recite the wordings of it at the altar when we are getting married, but we've never really taken a deep look at it to think about it and know what it is, what are we reciting and all of that. Well, today you're going to be knowing what the marital vows are, what we recite, and the implication and the just in-depth knowledge of it. Yeah,
so what we really hope to achieve is in two folds. One, for those who are married already, who didn't really pay attention to what they were asked to recite. So this video will help you understand what you actually recited, and you now okay and have a better understanding. And secondly, for those who are still single or are not yet married, so this is a good opportunity, especially now where you are still calm, you're not tense, not thinking of the whole wedding yet and everything. It's good for you to really understand what marital vows are and what it means when you walk down the aisle and they're asking you, would you take this person, and you just keep saying yes, yes, yes. It's good you understand what marital vows are. So I will begin by first of all explaining what a vow is. A vow, most times people think vows are the same thing with promises. No, a vow is different from a promise. Now, if you are promising someone, a promise is more like a pledge to do or not to do a specific thing. And that's why we say at the courtship level, when you tell someone, I want to marry you, that's more like a promise, and you will do or you may not do. But when it comes to a vow, now a vow is a binding commitment to begin doing something now and to continue doing it for the duration of the vow. So it's good we know that it is different, because a vow is not made to another person, and that is the mistake many persons make. As you walk down the aisle, you think you are making that vow to your partner. It's not necessarily to your partner, because a vow is not made to another person. Vows are made to God or before God. And in case you are wondering if that is biblical, yes, you will see that from the Bible. So when you are making vows with God being present there, and that's why you have to really be careful. And that's why when vows are broken, it doesn't go without a consequence. Please, I would like you to quickly read Numbers, the book of Numbers, chapter 30, verse 2. Now, this will help us understand that when we make vows are not necessarily made to man, because it's made with God as a witness. Numbers 30 verse 2.
Okay, Numbers 30 verse 2 says, if a man makes a vow to the Lord or swears an oath to
okay. So if a man makes a vow to who?
To the Lord.
To the Lord, okay.
Or swears an oath to bind himself by some agreement, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeds out of his mouth.
So he shall not break his words. He shall do according to all that proceeds from his mouth. The next verse, please.
Or if a woman makes a vow to the Lord.
Okay, let's leave that there. Please, let's read Deuteronomy 23 verse 21. So now all this will just help us to know that vows are made to God. So don't think as you walk down the aisle, oh, it's just to your partner, so you are free to do anything you want to do. No, you are making that vow with God as a witness. Okay. Deuteronomy 23 verse 21.
Okay, when you make a vow to the Lord your God, you shall not delay to pay it, for the Lord your God will surely require it of you, and it will be sin to you.
God will surely require it from you, and it will be a sin to you. So vows are not things that you just break anyhow and you go scot-free. Now, this is not to put fear in anybody's heart. It's just to bring the consciousness that, oh, if you are ready to get married, especially in the Christian way, where you walk down the aisle, where a pastor, a priest will join the two of you, then it's good you really settle down and understand what you would be saying. And this is just why I am bringing all this. When you look at the book of Malachi, you will see where at some point God was not accepting their sacrifices, and they asked God why. They were weeping, and God said, because you have dealt treacherously with the wife of your youth. So now God was not happy with them. Why? Because of how they were treating their wife, for which God was a witness of their wedding. So when you go to God, you come before the altar that you want to get married, let the consciousness be there that it's not just you and your partner. God is a witness. And if you begin to break that vows, you won't go scot-free. Why? Because vows are made to God, and God will require you to fulfill the tenets of the vows, or what it actually stands for. So one should have that consciousness. So we'll proceed to look at the marital vows that we are asked to recite when we intend to get married, or we are at the altar, so that we can now x-ray it word for word, so that we will know what we are actually saying. So we read the
yeah,
vows.
and just before I start reading it, just to, we're also going to be like x-raying to see how many married couple are upholding these vows that was made.
Very true.
No, how many of them are actually living up
to
keeping that vow that was made. So at the end of this video, it's just going to help you to look at your marriage, and both personally, collectively also, and think about it. Are we actually living up to this vow that we made to each other? Is one person default? Is one person faulting? And to also help us know how well to work better.
Yes.
In doing, just behaving better or becoming better for your spouse, so to say. So the vow: I take you, or take thee, to be my wife or my husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish till death do us part, according to God's holy law. And this is my solemn vow. So we're going to be looking at it. When you say, I take you,
that take signifies the consciousness that it is you that's actually getting married. You know, there's some persons after they are married, it's more like, I shouldn't have married you. This one, you're not my best choice. Blah blah blah. Now see what that verse says. I take you. So if truly you are not interested in her or in him, is at that point where they're saying I take you, say no, I do not take him. I do not take her. But that's the truth. But most times people don't pay attention to these things. If you see where some couples are quarreling today, you will begin to wonder if he truly took her or if she took him. Understand? So we need to express some of this so that we will understand what this vow is, so that it's not just the joy of putting on a suit, a tuxedo suit, or you're wearing a flowing gown and just smiling. No, it's about you understanding what is being said, what they're asking you to recite. So then now we have laid the foundation that you are making this vow to God. So the consciousness must be there, and you have to be very careful. So now you're saying you are taking the person. So let it not be tomorrow in marriage you're not saying, we even married you, you're not the best for me. But that time you were asked to recite this vow, you said you are taking this person. So the consciousness is there that it was you who actually took this person, either as a man or as a woman. So don't deny the person tomorrow. That's just that.
I want to say this about this. I take you. You know, it's very serious for we women, female folks. You go to a lady's house, you take her from her family.
Literally.
Some people are not staying in the same location. A lot of people are not staying in the same location where that's her family resides. So you take her to another town, another state, another country. So you're usually taking her from the life to, even if it's even with the same town or wherever it is, or the same country, you're taking her to a new environment. She's changing church,
Literally.
She's changing her circle of friends, so to say, because you are taking her from the place she has been used to, so to say. You know, some people even resign from their jobs just to go with the husband. And for we women, it's a whole new thing, adapting to a new environment. They just carried you from your father's house or from wherever you were and brought you to a new place. You have new church members, you have new neighbors, you have new, and for some people that even went into ministry direct, or they married them as a pastor's wife direct, new responsibility, new role that you are almost confused about because you've never done it before in your life. That is the literal meaning of taking someone. And then when you take her, she changes her name from her father's name to your name. Do you understand? She changes her father's name to your name. So it's like taking her from everything that she stands for, and everything that or from where she's coming from now. Yeah, she's changing to your name. You know, she's going to give birth to children for you, and it's just a whole lot of taking. You know, to have and to hold.
To have and to hold signifies the fact that we are meant to hold each other. A ship cannot stay on the river without it being hooked to its anchor. So now that anchor it's holding that ship, understand? From floating and just going off
track or
so that's how it's supposed to be. If you are having this, if you are holding this, then both of you should hold yourself literally. But today we have couples who the wife is doing her own thing, he is doing his own thing. They are not even holding each other, both physically, both spiritually, both otherwise. Like they are not even holding themselves. Because when you say to have and to hold could means to uphold the person. Spiritually,
in prayers,
and
support system.
That's just what it means. But you see some couples, the man is not holding her, she's not holding him. Now to hold, an aspect of to have and to hold could still be to propel the person to advance in what God has called them to do, to push the person both career wise, both academic wise, spiritually. But you see some couples today, that woman is a shadow of herself, that man is a shadow of himself. If you are having someone, if you are holding the person, it's more like, see, I'm with you. If God holds you, then you are just up there. Why? Because he keeps pulling you to where he is. But you see so many couples are not holding themselves anymore, maybe because they are not even aware of the vows that they made, and this is why we are resounding it, so that the consciousness must be there, so that you will know that, oh, that vow you made on the day you got married is still binding on the both of you. How well are you holding that man? How well are you holding that woman? So this is the consciousness we're bringing before.
To have and to hold. And she spoke about holding somebody up. This is what it means to hold somebody. That is, I did for you. Jesus, God so loved us, he so held us, that he sent his son to die for us, so that we would not miss road, so that we would not be lost. You know, we would not go to hellfire, we would not be condemned eternally. And that is why he did all of that, to sanctify us and all of that, to present us without wrinkles, without spots, and it just goes on and on. That is what it means to hold somebody, to have. We have God. That is why he sent his son to die for us, so that we can be held permanently by him. Nobody can snatch us from his hand. So let me ask you, can your family members snatch your wife, husband, so to say, from your hands because you are not holding him or her properly, the way you are meant to hold them in high esteem? When you hear people talking about their spouses, you are wondering if it's another person they are talking about, or is their spouse that they went to take themselves from wherever they were. The husband took the wife decided to marry the husband, so took him too, you know, and they, after taking them, that having and holding is no longer there. You are not upholding each other in any ramification, not in prayer. Some people, they can't remember that last time they prayed for their spouse or their spouses, so to say. They can't remember the time that they upheld them. They are going through emotional trauma, whatever it is. Your husband or your wife cannot come back home and talk to you and get something suiting from you. So some people value their friends more than their spouses, or their spouse, so to say. They value. So this marital vows is deep, to have and to hold. So think about it and ask yourself, have I been upholding my spouse since we got married? Have we been upholding each other mentally? So people, they are the ones trying to drive their spouse crazy. They step into the house, it's like Lion of the tribe of Judah has entered, or she steps in nagging, complaining, quarrel, this one, that one. It's always problem with you, with your presence. So you are meant to uphold each other, to have and to hold, uphold each other, to hold each other mentally, psychologically, spiritually, physically, financially. When you hear some people saying they will hide their own money and they will do the height of it is when spouses begin to lie to each other just to get money from each other. Have you not seen cases like that?
Sure.
Where the woman will inflate the price, the man will lie just to withdraw money from her bank account and defrauding each other. So I think I've said enough, so that we can move on to the next one. Or is there anything you want to say as regarding this? So please go and read Ephesians 5:27 to see how Christ upholds us, so that you can know how he pampers us, as his children, so that you can learn how to pamper and uphold your spouse, to present your spouse without wrinkle, without blemish, and all of that. Some people, you are the blemish in your spouse's life, or in your spouse's life. You are the blemish. You are the one making the person to sin. You are the one causing problem in your spouse's life. It's not meant to be. Go and look at how Christ loved the church and how he tries for us to have peace. In short, you see, if you follow this Bible and the word of God and you read it through and follow what it says, I don't think we'll have issues in our marriage. God has said that what he will give us peace that surpasses human understanding. That's because he loves us. He has said that he's going to bless us in every ramification. Why? Because he loves us. He has said that we will not be sick, because what? He loves us. A lot of promises that God has promised us, he's taught for us that will a lot of evil. Jeremiah 29 verse 11, all these things, everything already in the Bible is because he loves you. He's trying to uphold you. He's trying to hold you close to himself. So that being said, I take you to be my wife / husband, to have and to hold from this day forward. Do I continue reading? I want to talk about it
from this day forward. So that should bring you to the consciousness that once you get married, from that day forward, every other opinion as regards your partner or what any person thinks of who you're getting married to doesn't really hold water. And that's why it has two sides. You have to be careful who you're getting married to. Because once you are married, understand, you know that is who your partner is, that's who your spouse is. So, but as you marry well, then the consciousness should be there from this day forward. So from that day forward, then any naysayer, that's this is not how a wife should behave, tell them keep quiet. I heard a story of a pastor whose member came and was trying to talk down on his wife. This is not how a pastor's wife should behave. Doesn't greet. He just shut them up immediately. That's how to handle such. Knowing fully that from that day forward that you get married, this person is not your partner. You have made the vow to hold the person, to take the person. So from that day forward, the consciousness must be there that you must defend the person, you must support the person, you must protect the person, either as a man or even as a woman. So let me not say much there.
So for me, what I would like to say is, when you say from this day forward, it means that the marital vow, the marital relationship surpasses any other relationship in your life. I knew of someone that said to someone that, what are you talking about? They were having a little whatever, and you said, what are you talking about? Is any bond more stronger than sisterhood bond or motherhood relationship or whatever? Let me use the word relationship now because the bond is still there, but relationship, so to say. From this day forward means that in this marital vow means that this marital relationship supersedes any other relationship you have on earth.
That's true.
From this day forward, It is because when you now look down at the other things the vow said, you will know that this thing I'm entering is a serious matter.
It's a serious matter.
So you must know that it supersedes every other. It comes first.
It does.
It comes first before any other relationship. You see, why we are looking at this is because we stayed and we asked ourselves that if people would really look at the marital vows that they made to themselves, I don't think they'll be having so much issues the way they are having, looking at themselves like enemies.
Okay.
Forgetting that you made a vow to this person.
And it's not out of hatred. You actually love the person so much, you say, see, I want to get married to you.
Yes. You went to take.
Yes. So,
because if you really think about this vow and you look at it in depth, for those who are not married, you will now begin to consider, do I really want to marry this person and say all these things to this person? Because just like he said, rightly said when we started the video, that it is to God you are even making it. It is to God you are making it, not just like you're saying it, or you're just smiling. That day, the day of the wedding, I doubt if we hear what we are saying.
Most times, because of the whole some the tension, some the whole how the reception be, the food vendor, hope she'll bring, how is the cake doing, the decoration. So your mind is truly not settled to understand what vow you'll be saying. No, there was someone who made a vow to God in the Bible, who said, Lord, if I win this battle, anything that comes out to welcome me first, that's the thing I'll use to sacrifice to you. Was it Jephthah or something like that?
The king.
So he made that commitment,
that
vow. I think Judges 11.
Okay.
Let's look at it. Judges 11 verse 34. Judges 11 verse 34.
Judges 11 verse what?
Maybe 34 or 35.
Judges 11:34. Okay. And the king of the people of Amnon answered.
Judges 11, right?
Okay, 34. Okay. Okay. When
Jephthah
came to his house at Mizpah, there was his daughter coming out to meet him with timbrels and dancing, and she was his only child. Besides her, he had neither son nor daughter. And it came to pass when he saw her that he tore his clothes and said, Alas, my daughter, you have brought me very low. You are among those who trouble me. For I have given my word.
I have given my words to the Lord, and I cannot go back on it. When you read some simpler translation, you say, I have made a vow to the Lord. That I have given my words is I have made a vow. That is what a marital vow is. So you are saying this to God. That God, see, bear me, I will take care of this woman. I will love this man. You are making a vow to God, and he said you can't go back, even when it was so. But you see some persons today, just at the slightest thing, they say, "Oh, I'm not married again." They're out, forgetting the fact that you made a vow to uphold this person, to change this person, to be there for this person. So one must really understand what a vow is. You can proceed with the vow.
That's powerful. So it said, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish. Okay, let me leave that part. Let's talk about I want to say something about this, for better, for worse. So for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. So we see how they are trying to change the vows nowadays. You see, if you know the commitment of marriage, if you know how serious the vow, just like you are sharing, Jephthah's only child, not only daughter, only child, so it means that if you don't keep a vow, there's a repercussion to it. It might not play out now, whatever, and that is why you see, when you are choosing a life partner, please be very careful.
You have to be very careful.
It's a serious thing you are entering. I've heard people say, if I enter, if you work, fine. If you don't work, I'll come out now. That is not the mindset to enter. Except if you're not going to say these vows to yourselves, then just get married. But if you would know that you're going to say this vow on the altar of God before the people are the witness,
with God as a witness.
Then with God, who is the third person, the threefold cord that cannot be easily broken, you know. So he is the one binding this vow together, and you seal it with your signet, your ring, you know. So if you are saying this vow, then you have to, for singles, for those who are not yet married, please be very, 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 very careful. Trust God to give you a spouse. Don't do, is it kalo, we have dating when it comes to spouse. Don't do trial and error.
Guess what?
You see, I for one believe strongly, because I've heard a lot of people say, and what if something happened along the line, this person changed and everything. You see, God knows, they said God knows our end from the beginning. He knows the end from the beginning. God knows everybody's tendencies, personality, no matter how they are pretending now to you. So if this person will malfunction, if this person will misbehave 20 years from now, you might not be seeing it. The person might look all, you hear you say he's a nice guy, she's a nice lady, she's very this, she's very that. That is what you can see. But you see, God, he sees beyond what you are saying. Do you know, funny enough, you might not be saying anything now, and so everything they are telling you not to marry this person, every signal, you know, it's one thing for you to pray to God to show you a red flag, if there's a red flag, or even if God is even okay, it's one thing for you to pray. It's one thing for God to show you red flag, or for red flag to just be showing itself. It's another thing for you to accept your reality. Because I see a lot of people make excuses for the red flags they are seeing. You have prayed quite alright. God has used one means to show you the red flag. Or you too, God does not even need to use sometimes. You too, you are seeing this red flag very glaring. But you come up with excuses for that red flag that you are seeing. And then you expect magic to happen inside the marriage, and then for both of you to have a blissful and a peaceful home. It doesn't work that way. You see, I believe that, and I won't believe that God is not a wicked God. See, even if you are the worst sinner, you go to God and say, God, for everything I've done, please forgive me. You see, this marriage will matter. I don't want to miss it.
He will definitely help you.
God will step in and he will help you. He will step in. Why? Because he doesn't take delight for you to be destroyed. It doesn't take delight for you to be unhappy. It doesn't please him for you at the end of the day to make mistakes and just be sad and all of that. No. So as you are praying to God for a life partner, for those who are not married, and God is so kind enough to show you a red flag one way or the other, even if it's the tiniest red flag that you have seen, if you know that this thing, you are seeing it or whatever it is, pack your slippers, dust it, and run away. See, there's something that we usually say, that it pays to be in the will of God, and it pains not to be in the will of God. See, one day in the will of God is better than 1,000 years that is out of his will, out of the will of God. That's for those who are not married or that have not made the mistake already or whatever. But if you have now entered into this marriage, it's prayers that will now be praying for you. So when you say for better, for worse, they've changed it now for better, for better. God forbid we will not see worse. You are joking. It's not faith. Faith does not take out. I was listening to a preacher. How did you say it? Faith does not take out the reality. You understand? The reality. Faith doesn't. For example, they say. No gas, for example, and you say no, there's gas. God said in the Bible that no, that we will live in abundance. There's gas. Or you go and stand and be speaking in tongues. I want to buy this biscuit. They will just come and call police and arrest you. It's carry you from the shop. If you want to buy biscuit, you bring out money and you buy biscuits. That's how it works. If your gas gets finished, you go and refill your gas. That is how it works. I'm not saying that God cannot do something that the gas, maybe for example you were cooking and you don't have money to, and you just prayed and the gas lasted for above when it's to get in. I'm not taking out miracles, I'm not taking out faith and all of that, but I'm saying that realities, when we were getting married, I don't know if you remember that. Our marriage counselor then, the marital classes that we did, he asked us the question. He said, what do you think can stop you from not loving your spouse? So there's a way he asked that question.
Oh God,
Okay. And then he gave us, my brother said, no, that he gave us some scenarios. He was just trying to he was just trying to make us know the realities of life that could. He did not say it must happen. That could happen. Then he told us something. He said there are storms of marriage. He told us, when you hear it, you say, God forbid, it will not reach me, God forbid.
Storms.
There are storms of marriage. And he said something, he said, you don't know which one yours will be.
Very true.
That single word is stuck with us. And truly, he wasn't lying. Let me just say it. Let me just leave it at that. He wasn't lying. So for you to take out for better for worse and leave for better is not true.
It's true. It's not really a thing for us to begin to talk about, in the sense that you saying for better is just you trying to shy away from the realities, understand, of life. Even if you're a person of faith, even if you're a Christian and you believe, oh, that this marriage is going to be hitch free, yes, it's going to be hitch free, but that doesn't mean. This is why even God's word said, when you go through fires, that He will be there. When, not if. When you go through, when. So meaning it will come. If it's a conditional statement, it might, may not. So it's when. So one must have the consciousness that as for the troubles of life, even if you're a believer, it will definitely come. So it is for better, for what?
For
worse. And we must understand this, because I've seen partners who left their spouses, who left their partners in the midst of the storm. And it's not supposed to be. You must go back to your marital vows, for better, for worse. Even if you are among those who said for better, it's good we understand this, that the right vow is for better, for worse. That come what may, under the rain, under wealth, in poverty, with children or no children, for better, for worse. You see, there's some persons who, there was this young man who said he left his wife because he discovered that she had fibroid and blah blah blah. He just said the whole lot and left her, went to remarry, got married to another person. Don't forget your vow, for better, for worse. So that might be the worst time where, oh, they say she can't conceive, or for one reason or the other, there's some financial pressure. Is that why you should leave him, or he should leave you? So we need to really understand and x-ray this marital vow. So it's there's some persons who think this thing called marriage is all rosy and rosy. We don't say that there are no good parts or all the sweet parts of marriages. No, we are saying that there could be some downtimes, and that's not the time to abandon your partner. That's not the time to say, I can't do this anymore. There are ladies who have left their wives, that have left their husband's wife because he lost his job, forgetting the fact that he said for better or for worse. So we must really go back and really understand what this vow is. And if you need to ask God for mercy, because there's some persons who have not left, but they are maltreating their partners. There's some wives who are maltreating their husband, and husbands who are maltreating their wives, for forgetting your marital vow. So how have you been faithful to your marital vow? That's just a question for everyone to ponder. How have you been faithful to your marital vow? So it's good, once in a while, pick up the vow and read it and ask yourself, how have I been keeping to this vow for these 10 years of marriage, for these 15 years? You've heard some persons who do marital renewal. At times, good renewal of vow. At times, it's to bring the consciousness of what they said. Like, in case you are beginning to drift away, in case you are beginning to feel I'm tired, you will now go and do that vow renewal, and it will reignite the passion once again. So that this thing is for life. It's not for 15 years, for 20 years. It is for life. So how faithful have you been to your marital vow?
As you're talking, I was just thinking of the fact that this vows that we are making is unto God, and God will ask us of it. Most times people say there's no marriage in heaven. They say there's no marriage in heaven. Yes, there might not be marriage in heaven, but you see, you made a vow with somebody unto God, and he's going to ask you for every word spoken, just as you took us to that verse. For every word spoken, God is going to ask you. He's going to hold you accountable. So he's going to ask you, how did you treat your husband or your wife when you were on earth? He's going to ask you why, because it's a vow that you made. So he's going to ask you of it. So there's no marriage in heaven, but God is going to ask you how you treated your partner. So whatever thing that, just know, for married couple, just know that God is going to ask you how you are treating your spouse now. God is going to ask you if you actually kept to the vow. So I want you to use this vow as an anchor this year in relationship with your spouse, with your partner. Always go back to it and say, am I doing this thing that I said I'm going to do? In depth. This vow looks simple, but if you look at it, this will give you the in-depth knowledge of these vows. Is beyond what meets the eyes, and is beyond just these few lines, in sickness and in health. We have seen people that life can happen. You know how they ask, what is the storm? You don't prepare for, how they say it, you don't prepare for the worst, you prepare for the worst and you plan for the better. There's a way they say that thing, and I can't place it right now, but nobody is wishing evil on anybody. Nobody is wishing the worst.
You expect the best, but prepare for the worst.
Thank you there. Expect the best, prepare for the worst. You see, as we are declaring faith and trusting God, it is not worse. God will not make it worse for us because of his love for us. It is God by his mercy that is keeping all of us and all of that. So he's not going to make any situation worse for us beyond what we can bear. That is it. There's no temptation as taking you beyond what you can bear. So whatever it is, God is still involved in the matter. Do you understand? But in sickness and in health, we have seen people that their partner, that they said they made a vow to love and all of that, one body part was taken off, either by accident, either by one health condition or the other, and whatever it is. So if truly you love that person, at that point, that is like the person's downtime, that is like the person's worst moment, are you going to walk away? We have seen people that left their spouses for death, left them to die. Why? Because they were going through a challenging situation. That is the worst kind of thing to do. I heard of something, a story of a woman that they had 2 sicklers. 2. She was working in the bank at that time, and they had 2 sicklers, and they had, I think, altogether 4 children or so. This man walked away and left her with these children.
Oh, wow.
And sickle cell crisis could be something else. She resigned from her bank job to stay and take care of the 2 sicklers. Spent all the money that she had, started a business. The business couldn't pick up because crisis, spending money, and it was more like she was going through hell. So now my question is, that love that they profess to each other, and this is my I don't know who this is for, but this what I'm about to say now is for someone who is planning on still going ahead to marry someone with AS planning to get married. Don't do it. You are signing up for a serious challenge. Don't do it. If the man walks out on you tomorrow because he cannot bear it, or if she walks out on you, because not only women and men that leave their children, women too, they walk out of the challenge in marriage. Can you bear it alone? Think of it. Don't do it. I don't know who this is for, but don't even imagine that we'll do selective, what's that thing, this thing, or faith, we'll pray for God to change, or let God change it before you get married, please. Don't make that mistake. So what am I saying? This woman suffered until God decided to show her mercy. So let us be aware. Then there's another part again, a married couples. Your wife, for example, is not feeling fine. I'm going to say the husband part. I pray I remember. But your wife, for example, is not feeling fine. She has been the one running around taking care of the whole home, simply because she's not so strong to cook that day, to wash plates, to clean the house, to take care of baby. You begin to treat her with disdain. Whereas that is the moment you're supposed to show utmost love to her. If you can even bath her, why not? Help with the kids, help her cook, eat out, buy food and bring to the house. Have you taken your drugs? When you say to have and to hold, you're holding each other even in hell. Have you taken your drug? What's the time? Okay, you open the pills and put it in her hand or put it in his hand, as the case may be. He swallows or she swallows it now, because it could be vice versa now, you know. But you see people when their spouses are angry, are not feeling fine, they are angry, they're upset. Why? Because the person is not so strong to do the things that she wants to do, and they begin to, or he wants to do, and they begin to just fight their spouses, or be angry with them in their heart. They are grumbling, or will not say it. They can't even give you water to drink. You want to come and feel your temperature. This your body is hot too. How and everything. They would not even show care, no concern. It's not supposed to be. And the female aspect of it also, he's not feeling fine, and you will not take care of him. But if it's your child that is not feeling fine, it's this one now. So, but when he's not feeling fine, you're angry that he's not going out today to make money. That this time that he's spending staying at home, that he's not feeling fine. Why is he behaving like a baby like this? If it's you, you will be strong. Madam, calm down. In sickness and in health, you are still holding each other. Yeah. So the other part is to love and to cherish.
It's like I've been saying, to love and to cherish, and it's good for us to truly understand what love is, because at times it now makes one to begin to wonder and wonder if people truly understand what love is. When you see someone who says, "Oh, I will love you, I will cherish you," but you get married to this man and his business crumbles and you run away, where is actually the love? You got married to this person, and for one reason or the other, the person is not healthy as he used to be, or she's not healthy, she has a terminal disease or something on here, and you run away. Where is that love? Or they say, "Oh, she can't have children for you," and you left her and went to go and meet someone else. You see, it's good to really x-ray this thing we call love. If you're going to love this person, if you're going to cherish this person, know that it's going to be an all-time love. Whether there's money, no money, whether there's health, no health, whether there are children in the marriages or not, in the marriage or not, it's not just going to be for, some persons can love when things are just good, when everything is just moving on fine. Oh, this love is sweet. But once they just begin to see some things that might not look like it again, no money the way he used to buy things for you, or health challenge, or that or that or that, everything will cease. It's good to understand that you are making a vow to love this person, to cherish this person. When you see how some persons look at their partner with disdain, like hatred, I begin to wonder, was that a vow you made to love and cherish this person? There are some men, once the wife just give birth, it's more like, "Oh, don't come close," and things like that.
Even when they are pregnant.
Even when they are pregnant.
Meanwhile, she's looking ugly.
It was you that put her in that state. You see, one must understand some of these things. Don't forget your marital vow to love and to cherish. That's the point where you are meant to love her the most or love him the most, as the case may be. So we must have that consciousness to always be true to our marital vow. Are you loving your partner the way you are meant to love your partner? Are you cherishing him or her? The way you speak to her, is that how to speak to someone you love? The way you talk to him, is that how to speak to someone you say you love? It's quite unfortunate some persons go to work and they even love, quote and unquote, their colleagues more than their partner. Your colleague is trying to bring water for you, your female colleague at work, and she mistakenly poured water. It's you as the man that's telling her sorry. But your wife is trying to do the same thing, and you just begin to insult her. What kind of thing is this? You can't even hold a glass of water. You see, one must really be conscious of these things and ask oneself, am I true to my marital vows?
Okay. We are the ones to make our marriage enviable and beautiful. Nobody will do it for you. You see, every marriage you see out there that you admire, they made the decision
Definitely
to do it.
Nobody will come and do it.
Nobody would. You are the one to let people be around you and say that, "Oh, I want to be like this couple." Yes. Not pretense now, but because both of you are working at it.
Definitely.
But for people to be around you and say, God forbid,
I don't want to have this kind of a man.
I would not have this kind of a home, and because of them, I don't even want to get married. If this are marriage, I don't want to do it. Then you have failed God. No matter what it is, both of you should sit like human beings and resolve it. Most times, you trust God to help you, not to be shouting at each other, be on each other. How would I put it? At each other. When you see some couples talking to themselves, you'll just be wondering. That is not how it's supposed to be. Even your children, let them look at your marriage and say, I love the way my daddy treats my mom. I love the way my mom respects, submits, and treats my dad.